York's classic rock, Q1043.
It is 8:05, and we welcome Jimmy Tatro to the studio. He is a successful young actor with a big film coming out on Friday called Theater Camp, which we'll talk about in just a moment. First, our friend Bert Kreischer raved about you.
Yes, he did.
When he visited with us recently, he just raved. He said that your performance in The Machine, sometimes when he was watching on the set, occasionally brought him to tears. You were that good.
It was, he definitely gets emotional a lot more than people would expect. But I think the whole process was emotional for him just because he actually said a lot of these things. Mm-hmm. And so all of a sudden, it was probably like a big moment for him where he's sitting there on set, watching someone play him, saying real things that he said when he was, in his 20s.
But saying them in a way that was absolutely believable, that he could completely relate to. He watched your performance and actually saw himself. He said it was like freaky real.
Did he show you pictures of his younger self?
He did, yeah, he did. It's funny because Bert's like the only guy that I probably had a similar college experience to. And so it was funny seeing his photos from back then, and he was just like the Florida version of my college self.
Well, your career trajectory, largely because of the generation that you're a member of, is quite different from actors of previous generations or creators because of the technology that was available to you that you took advantage of when you were young.
Right.
You started self-producing, writing, directing, performing in your own stuff, which you put up on YouTube, and it became really popular. I mean, really popular.
Yeah. And that was right when I was in the middle of college, which was,
like 2.7 million subscribers.
So that's how you got your career.
Yeah, that's how it all started. I started making videos in college and then started getting,
Yeah, but you were doing it all yourself.
Yeah. Me and I had my buddy Christian Pierce, who is my writing partner, and we just kind of, we made a video every Monday for like 6 years. And it was a lot of work, but it was
that was the law every Monday.
And it led.
It was every Monday. You got to have a consistent schedule if you want to do well on YouTube.
And it led to a real career in film and television.
Yeah, that
has so far been really successful. Theater Camp, which premieres on Friday, on Bastille Day, on the 14th, premiered at the Sundance Film Festival, and won Best Ensemble.
Yeah, it did.
That's a big deal.
It was a lot of fun.
But wait a minute. So you're taking on Tom Cruise.
On the 14th.
At the box office. That's ballsy.
Okay, so there's Mission Impossible, there's Barbie, and there's Oppenheimer.
Well, those open a week from Friday.
Yeah, but I mean,
still,
those
you'll
are
be
the
up
big,
against.
Those are the summer movies, but every once in a while
they're saying Mission Impossible doesn't stand a chance. That's what I'm hearing.
I know.
Well,
his own stunts. So who cares? Who cares?
Well, Theater Camp. I have a friend who went to one of those theater camps up in New England.
Oh yeah.
My child did in upstate. And I thought when I looked at your trailer, I thought that was Stage Door, but it wasn't. But it could have been.
Right.
Because there's so many theater
Or you
camps.
could go way, way back in time to decades and decades and decades before Jimmy was conceived and go right back to Judy Garland and Mickey Rooney putting on a show. I mean, those places are real places.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't actually go to a theater camp myself, but I did go to a camp that was on a lake that looked very similar to the camp that we shot at. So the whole thing was just a very nostalgic experience. And I think you feel that in the movie too. It's just the whole thing has like a nostalgic energy that I think people are going to love.
So we're going to laugh and cry both?
You're going to laugh and you may cry. I found myself tearing up. The kids are just so talented in the movie. And I think I was expecting it to be really funny, but I wasn't expecting it to actually have like good songs and the musical in it to actually be good. Mm-hmm. And then I remembered that, Ben Platt was involved with the writing of the songs. And I was like, oh, of course it's actually a good song. But watching the kids perform it, I found myself
That's been
tearing
part
up.
of Dear Evan Hansen.
Yeah,
Right.
Dear Evan Hansen. He's doing Parade right now. But yeah, the four of them, Ben, Nick, Lieberman, Molly Gordon, Noah Galvin, they wrote it together. And
Well, Parade's a hit show on Broadway.
yeah,
Is the theater in your future? Do you have any interest in that?
I wouldn't be opposed. It's not something I've like actively sought out, but it definitely seems fun. I love to do new things and try things I haven't done before, and it seems like it would be a big challenge that I would be totally open to if it was the right thing.
Well, you were nominated for a Critics' Choice Award for Best Actor for your role in American Vandal, and you star on Home Economics on ABC with Topher Grace, and today is his birthday.
Today is his birthday. Happy birthday, Topher.
And he's been here.
He's been
with
on
us
our show
before. Yeah, we had a wild time with him because he had a big poster with his face in the subway
Right below our building
Yeah.
at the time.
when he was with us. And so we went downstairs during the rush hour and had him stand right next to his poster as commuters were passing by,
Ignoring him.
not noticing it.
That's classic Topher. Everywhere he goes, he actually brings a poster of his face around, which is a little known fact
Cool
about Topher.
video with that. Well, the this film, Theater Camp, it's Searchlight Film. That's Disney.
Mm-hmm.
So you've gone from you and your buddy making a video every Monday for YouTube to having like the world's premier entertainment company
To
backing
working
your
for
film.
the mouse, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, what is it like for you? I mean, are you still, pinching yourself? I mean, you've been pretty successful here, and a lot of people, they go, oh well, I'll make a video and put it on YouTube. You don't end up with a successful TV series and a feature film.
Yeah. I think the hardest part about the whole thing has just been, having to replace all of my friends with, more famous friends. No,
I don't know.
kidding.
I don't know.
Wait, what happened with your partner?
No,
with YouTube?
yeah, we're still cool. We're still cool.
No, but I mean, what about his career?
He's doing well. I mean, we still write together. We're writing. We did a show together. We turned one of the YouTube series we did together into a show called The Real Bros of Simi Valley, which is like a mock reality show. And we're actually working on another thing together right now.
That's a good term, mock reality show, because fake reality show wouldn't be the right term because all of them are fake.
All of them are fake.
Yes,
This is
yes.
intentionally fake. It's a scripted show. But yeah,
So it's a scripted mock reality
it's a
show.
scripted mock reality show.
Okay, well, that's a cool concept.
Yeah, it's fun. It's like it's just about a bunch of deadbeat bros from Simi Valley who don't really do anything. We wanted to make fun of all these Real Housewives shows were popping up, and we saw like Real Housewives of Potomac, and we're like, okay, they're just doing every city. We got to make fun of this, but we're not going to do it about housewives. What should we do it about? Bros in Simi Valley.
the real bros.
Yeah.
of Simi
It's fun.
Valley.
But to answer your question, I mean, it's I think I'm just so focused on just what's next and just continuing to move forward. But every now and then I will have an emotional moment where I'll just kind of like look around and be like, wow, this is crazy that I'm here. Working with the people. I've worked with so many people that I've looked up to my whole life, and that's kind of been the coolest thing about where I'm at now. It's like I just did a movie with Will Ferrell, and I'm just sitting there on set with Will Ferrell. Like, that's the guy I've looked up to my entire life, and here
Was
we
he
are.
encouraging to you? And
Yeah, I
good
mean,
to you?
he's like, I can't say enough nice things about that guy. He's just the best.
He has a big podcast on iHeartRadio.
Yes, he
on the
does.
iHeartRadio app.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You should check it out.
I will, yeah.
So how on earth did you end up on Instagram getting @Jimmy?
I got so lucky.
I mean, how is that even possible?
People think that I spent like thousands of dollars to buy that handle, and in reality, I looked up @Jimmy because I was interested. Someone had it. I DM'd them. They never responded. And then years later, my friend he sent me a photo of someone who was like, @Jimmy, this guy looks like you. And I clicked @Jimmy just out of curiosity, and it must have just gone available because I think that guy's account had just gone inactive. like he didn't post for however many years, and it went inactive, and I was able to just scoop it up.
Wow.
Which,
It was meant to be.
it was meant to be.
Beshert is the Yiddish word for that.
Here at Q104.3, the Searchlight Film Theater Camp. It comes out on Friday. It premiered at the Sundance Film Festival this year, won Best Ensemble. So just in a minute or so, can you give us a synopsis of the film to whet people's appetites?
Of course. It is about a rundown theater camp in upstate New York, which was usually run by my mom. She falls into a coma, has a seizure early on in the movie, and the camp is put into my hands, and I'm a clueless tech vlogger guy who has no idea how to run a theater camp, how to deal with these eccentric theater-type personalities who are played by all these hilarious actors. And you watch me try to kind of understand these kids and these people while trying to keep the camp afloat. Yeah.
And it has musical aspects as well.
Yes. It's, you know, the whole theater camp builds up to a musical at the end of the session. So that's what they're working on the whole time. And the musical ends up being actually very impressive.
And that's what they do at theater camp. You
Yes.
work on a production for the big finale, the big performance when
Yeah.
the parents come.
Yeah, I just was caught off guard. I wasn't expecting the actual show to be so good, and then all of a sudden I'm tearing up listening to the song.
So the first time you saw the movie.
The first time I saw the song performed in
Okay.
person at
Right.
the end,
Yeah.
I was caught off guard by realizing there were actually a couple tears in my
Okay.
eyes.
Well, what about when you first saw the movie?
I was very happy. It was just a very happy feeling. It felt really good on set, but you never know how that's going to translate. And it was so improv heavy that you don't know how it's going to cut together. So when I saw the final product at Sundance, it was just such a happy moment. And I was just so proud of the directors and the writers.
Okay, well, good luck and congratulations. And
Thank you.
It's at Jimmy on Instagram, and you still have the YouTube.
I do, yeah,
Up.
yeah. Life According to Jimmy,
Okay.
still up there.
All right. Well, thank you so much for visiting with us.
Yeah,
this
thanks for
morning.
having me.
We
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
New York's classic rock. Q1043.